Well, good morning. It is Thursday, June 27th, and it's 9:37 in the morning. It's day 38, I believe, of Lexi and the Travelers going to Alaska. We are just leaving Whitehorse and heading for the Yukon Wildlife Preserve. We stayed at the Real Canadian Superstore last night. It was a really noisy night. The traffic really didn't stop, maybe for an hour. The seagulls were really noisy, so that's the price you pay for boondocking in the city. There was quite a few RVs there. We had a fair bit of rain for a bit last night before we went to bed. But no, definitely wouldn't recommend the Real Canadian Superstore. I was saying to Roy this morning, we probably would have been better off at one of the roadside pull-offs, maybe less traffic during the night. Anyway, we're headed back out of town to the Yukon Wildlife Preserve. Have a look see what animals they have up there. And then we'll be heading out of Whitehorse and looking for a place to stay overnight. So we'll see what today brings. Stay tuned. More to come. By the way, it's a beautiful day today. It was 57 degrees when we got up, which is about 14 Celsius, I think. And it's probably around 70 degrees now. It's just gorgeous out. The sun is shining, so it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day today. But it's still cool enough that the animals might be active, we're hoping, so we get a close-up view of them. So normally I'd video out the front, but the bird did a big splatter on our front windshield. We haven't had a chance to wash it yet. We just saw a sign on the Alaska Highway 1. We're on the Klondike Highway right now, going up to the Tahini Hot Springs Road to get to the Wildlife Preserve. But the North Klondike Highway is actually closed between Pelly and Stewart because of wildfires. That is an area that we crossed several weeks ago now when we came into the Yukon. But yeah, you can't get through there now. The wildfires are raging up there. So you don't have a choice as to which way to go to Alaska. And you can't even get to Dawson City up the Klondike. So we're lucky we went through when we did, because we certainly wouldn't be able to do it now. We're just crossing the Tahini River again. So we're not too far from the Wildlife Preserve now.
No, got their butts to us.
Yeah, they got their butts to us. There's one having a scratch on the deadwood. A little calf, so tiny. That looks like a teenager over there on the left. There's a big boy in front of us. Don't know if he's looking at us. I think he's watching us.
I think that's a big mama.
Oh, is it a mama? Oh. gopher there. Okay. Okay, bye. Dan, it's something. Oh, is that beautiful? Yeah, they pop up. Look at them, Danny. They're popping up everywhere. Whack-a-mole. Hi, little one. Oh, you're beautiful. Yeah.
In the long grass.
These are mule deer. There's more prairie dogs sitting up. You can see the tag in her ear. Hello, baby. Beautiful girl. Don't know if they think we have something for them or they're coming up to eat out of the trough. They got troughs up at the building here for the animals. Yeah, they just said, okay, we're getting hungry. We're coming for a photo op. They're coming right up close. It's all right. Yep. What do you have in there for feed? Hey, they're gonna have a bite to eat. Some nice pellets in there. Yes. Some nice pellets. You have an injured eye, don't you? Yes, you do. You have an injured eye. You guys are hot. Yeah. Oh, that's yummy stuff, isn't it? Let's see who's over on this side. Quite a few in here. These are the thin-horned sheep. This is okay. Oh, they love those fresh branches. So we saw the truck go by with the fresh branches on the back. They're really loving that. Look at this little guy over here. I think he might be stealing some of their food. There we go. There's the doll sheep. Big horns. Wow. Fortunately, the muskox are way over there. And there's supposed to be a baby. It's only a couple months old. Probably that little brown blob in the middle. So don't get a good view of them. There's some more sheep. Nicely in the shade. There's another couple on that side. They're big. Oh, there's another one. You can see how they've rubbed their bodies on the trees. Get rid of their winter coat. It's hot for them. It's a caribou. Gosh, they love those branches. Nice fresh leaves. There's a big boy. Oh, poor guy. Hey, he got quite the load.
I can't get him.
Yeah, I'm taking a video of you. Yeah. I can't even get all of your antlers in. They're so big. And they look very velvety. There's the mountain goats laying on the side of the hill. They blend in with the rocks. Not moving at all. You can see his ears and part of his face. He's moving his head up on the hill. He's definitely watching us. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's three-legged.
He said he had 3 legs.
Yeah, I think he's got 3 legs. He saw your
Isn't he gorgeous? Isn't he gorgeous?
We're not going to give it to you. But you can look at it and dream. Okay, don't let this drop.
There he is.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't he beautiful?
He's like, oh, I'm not getting it.
Look at that fluffy tail.
Look at that tail. That was a
Good,
tease.
good plan, Magnus, putting your apple there. I know.
So they have these benches throughout the preserve you can sit on. And this one here just has a horrible view, as you can see. Look at that view. Ah, who would want to sit here and look at that? Just gorgeous. I think that's the caribou enclosure we're beside still. They got a big area. So this looks more like a moose antler than a caribou antler. There's the caribou antlers in the pictures. So we got to go back down that hill. We climbed way up and now we got to go way down. Look at the view from here. This is the viewing platform for the caribou, but none of them are over here. They're way over at where we first came across the enclosure. Look at the view. Beautiful. Yukon Wildlife Preserve. You can walk or you can take a bus tour. I don't know how much the bus tour is. It's a healthy walk. That's the mountain goat enclosure on the other side. We weren't kidding about steep hill. There's a trail through the woods that you can take a shortcut, it looks like, but we want to go past the moose enclosure again, see if we can get a view of the moose. Didn't see him first time past. We've been walking for 2 hours already. Doesn't seem like it. Uphill it seemed like it.
Turn sideways, you bugger.
He's sitting on the side of the road. He doesn't know which way to go. He's got a tip on his tail, white tip on his tail.
Is he ever? And he goes.
Thin-horn sheep are, most of them are way back here on the other side of the enclosure.
Well,
We
some of
walked
the same ones, too.
all the way
They aren't over there anymore.
around there, up the mountain and around, whoops, and around over there, and that's where we saw the wild fox in there. This is the moose enclosure. Oops, you can't see me pointing, but we haven't seen any moose at all. There's ducks out in the middle, but you can't make out what they are. So yeah, it was quite a hike up the mountain. We're still on the back loop. We still have part of the front loop to do. We just stopped to see these thin-horn sheep. The difference between them and the Dall sheep is their horns are thinner. That's what the fella at the ticket counter told us. There's a couple of wood bison right close having a drink. Boy, they're big. Still losing their winter coat. Look at the rack on him. Oh, color of him. He's keeping an eye on his females over here. There's his females. So it's around 1:30. We just left the Yukon Wildlife Preserve. We had lunch in our motorhome there because we had a nice sandwich left over from our supper last night. We had bought the big sandwich at Real Canadian Store, which is a loaf of bread, and it had turkey, ham, and something else on it. Ham, turkey,
Oh, it's a big bun.
and roast beef. Yeah, it's an oversized bun. It was a French, a loaf of French bread, and it had lettuce and cheese on it. So of course we couldn't eat the whole thing at supper time, so we had the rest for lunch today. The Yukon Wildlife Preserve, it took us about 3 hours to walk it and stop and take pictures of the animals we could. We didn't see the lynx or the red fox. We did get to see a wild fox running down the road. He looked like a red fox, so we don't know if he escaped or what he did. We saw the silver fox. He was just beautiful. He came right up close because there was a little boy there who had an apple, and the fox seemed to smell the apple and be interested in that. It was a lot of walking. It's a lot of uphill and then a really steep downhill. But it was worth it. It was, it cost, I think it was $17 and something for seniors. The general admission is $19, and then you get 10% discount. So it was 35 something. I can't remember exactly. I have the receipt here. Oh, it was $35.91 for the two of us. So for the animals we saw, yeah, it was worth it. It was interesting, and it was a nice hike. Now we're headed back towards Whitehorse. We have to get some fuel, and then look for a place for the night, heading east. So we were looking for the Esso station, but the Esso station is now called Trails North Discount Fuel. And they're 3 cents cheaper than anywhere else in town. They were $186.9. Everybody else is $189.9. There's a helicopter up there. So we're leaving Whitehorse now, heading towards Teslin Lake on Alaska Highway 2. Well, I guess it's the Klondike Highway now we're on. So we are back on the Alaska Highway 1. The Highway 1 and Highway 2 combine for a few miles west of Whitehorse. Now when you're leaving Whitehorse, well, when you're going through Whitehorse, you're back on 1. So we'll be on this over to the Cassiar Highway. Along this highway, they have boards that will tell you if there's an issue with the highway that you're on. When we were going towards the preserve, it told us about the forest fire and that the North Klondike Highway was closed for a section. Luckily, going this way, there's no message, so we don't have to check BC or Yukon 511. This is the Teslin River we're going across. Oh, we're a long way up. Wow. Bunch of ducks there in the middle. There's the view on the other side. There's a beautiful view.
Big lake.
That is a big lake. I don't know what lake that is, but the view. Boy, this is a big lake. So we are at the Teslin Lake View Point. It's 2 kilometers west of Teslin. Teslin Lake is huge. We've been driving along it for over 30 kilometers. It's long and thin. Well, if you call that thin. And there's a ton of driftwood here. There's no sign saying no overnight camping. So I'm thinking we'll call this home for tonight. Toilets here at this viewpoint. Some information boards. There's garbage facility. It's quite a big area. There's an ATV trail that goes through here. You can see it at that end. Well, no, it's not an ATV trail. It says no motorized vehicles. There's the lake. That's our view tonight. Some dark clouds moving in. Might get rained on. Some really neat clouds on the other side of the lake. They keep changing position. What a view. Yes, our window's dirty. That is just neat. Shining on the lake like that. Beautiful.